Hey, good morning everyone. I'm Sarah with Fisher Price Ranch. First off, please hit that subscription button down below and the notification bell for updates on our next videos. So we were gone out of town to go get that load of hay, and of course everything crazy happens while we're gone. So we came home and apparently there was a massive thunderstorm and it flooded everywhere. We saw it on our way home, on the road coming up the hill to our house. You could see where it washed over the road in quite a few spots, and we're definitely seeing it here, so I'll show you guys kind of what happened. So as you can see, it looks like we're going to get some more rain today. We did ask for it, so I guess we're getting what we asked for. But this is our roof hangover right here, and you can actually see where it kind of washed away all of the pine needles, the pinyon pine needles. And so I'm going to show you what happened with our pasture. Some good, some bad. You can kind of see it washed over here a bit, and the wash that never runs got a little bit of actual rain over the wash, but still not a whole lot. You can kind of see a little bit there. The goats weren't too impressed. But hi, Zara. She's shedding out her winter coat, almost all the way done now. What are you doing, crazy girl? Can they see her belly? Let's see that belly. Yeah, see, she's still shedding out that winter coat. For those of you that hate when dogs shed, the Crackachins are nice because, as you can see, you can just pull the chunks of hair out, and they kind of shed, I would say, kind of like, I don't know, the self-shedding sheep and stuff, because they'll start at one end and just kind of work down. So you can see she's all shedded out here, but on her legs she still has some coming out. But we do not have to brush our dogs. And see, her butt's covered. Huh, yeah, crazy girl. So eventually all that'll fall off and then she's done shedding. You're just a happy-go-lucky girl today, aren't you? So anyway, we had gotten our last pasture planted, which was this one here. We'll just close our gate. Okay. And it was already starting to grow in. You can see some of the greenery popping up, but you could see the water did wash our level ground, not away, but it kind of like rippled as the water came through the pasture. And so you can see all the little bits of green. Some of it was uncovered quite a bit. Like right here, you can kind of see how the roots were exposed a little bit. I mean, you can still see the roots are down in the soil, but the stem and stuff was exposed. But it's still coming in pretty good, and I don't think I'm going to do anything with it, because you can see it's just kind of spread out all over, and we'll probably just have to throw some extra seed out to cover any bare spots. But I'm afraid that if I rake it, we might rip up the plants, and because the water just flows over it and just uncovered it, I don't want to risk damaging it because it's, you know, the plants are so young. But you can see it did pretty well down here, especially right in here. All that's bare spot, but in the bare spot, I mean, it's still coming in. They're real tiny. Some of them it's hard to see, but they're there. You can see over here it didn't mess with it too bad, so that's good. And but it is coming up, so we're just gonna, like I said, we're gonna leave it alone. You can see over here it didn't do too much damage to the top half of the pasture. Right here a little bit, but yeah, I think we're gonna leave it. This was the last one that was planted. This is kind of why I wanted to get it planted before the rains hit, because I knew it would do this, but luckily it didn't do it super horribly bad. So out here is looking good, and it's looking like it's starting to come up in all of our bare area, so hopefully all this will start to fill in. We actually have some mushrooms growing there. Hi, Bazooka. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then out there is getting pretty green, actually. You can see over there, that was the last spot that we had planted out there in the pasture. I'll go over there and show you that. And then I want to talk to you guys kind of about how our breeding season is going. But, I mean, you can see it's popping up out here. And it'll look better probably in a week when it really starts growing in and we can see where it's going to be bare, and we'll have to throw more seed out, which I did buy extra seed for this reason. And our walkway held up pretty good. It looks like it got it a little bit there, but it doesn't look too bad. This pasture didn't wash away too much, just one tiny area. So that was good. It was just kind of in this bare spot here. But this pasture, look at that. I am so excited. So what we were doing when I talked about it before is we kind of quit watering because it got too hot. So then what I did is I put this sprinkler over right about there, and we were watering the one area every day for an hour, and look at how awesome that looks. And then I moved the sprinkler recently, and as you can see, this is now starting to come up, and it looks very good, like barely any bare spots. I mean, all the way up to the gate. So this is going to really green up. I'm very excited about this first pasture. And I'll quickly show you up top here where I hadn't been watering, because my bill was $200+. And, oh, real quick, while I had some goats up here during the first part of breeding season, and they were digging where they wanted to lay, and I was worried that they were going to ruin it, but I just saw it's still coming in. You can see all the grass and the legumes are definitely coming in still. So luckily they didn't ruin that, so that's nice. I was a little worried about that. But up here, I hadn't been watering. These are all mostly weeds, but if you look, it is coming in. You can see all that green coming in that we planted. So that's awesome. I was a little bit worried. You can see it all. I was a little worried that it wasn't going to come in, that maybe I had accidentally sprouted the seed and then it died. But no, it's actually coming in great. I'm very excited. And we're supposed to have rain every day this week, so that should really get it going. This is all weeds, which is fine. The goats love it. The only thing they don't eat are these mullein plants. But all this they'll eat, so it's just extra free food for them. But yeah, you can see all the little stuff popping up in between the weeds. So that's very exciting for me. I think this is going to be our best pasture to get going. But hopefully it'll all be coming in within the next few weeks and we start letting goats out here. Alright, so I do want to talk to you guys real quick about our breeding. So everybody has been bred that I'm aware of, and we still have the bucks in with their specific dose except for Bazooka. So it was kind of frustrating with him because he is young and he's short and he can't reach some of the girls. So what I did was, these two girls are his size. Well, they're a little bit bigger than he is. But I have no doubt that he can reach these two girls, so I left him in here. And what we're doing now is we're waiting for the 3-week mark after they first went into heat, and they go into heat every 18 to 21 days. So now we're waiting for the next heat cycle to see who cycles and who doesn't. Now the ones that don't cycle usually mean that they're pregnant, and we can start moving them back into their normal pens. So I took all the bigger girls out of here from Bazooka, and we put them in with Rocky Road, just in case they do cycle because he couldn't reach them. They'll be with a buck that can reach them. And we'll just probably have to use Bazooka more next year. I was really hoping to give him most of the girls, but we'll see. I mean, he could surprise me, and none of his bigger girls could go into heat. So it's just kind of a waiting game at this moment. So right now, Bazooka just has his 2 girls there. And then Wrecker is doing very well. He's been, luckily, staying in his pen now. After we've had to make a few adjustments to the pen and make sure that the electric was working correctly. And then also Zara, our dog, she is supposed to be going into heat, I think, in the next 3 weeks. And we're going to get her bred, and hopefully she'll take this time. Right, girl? Yeah, so we've been keeping an eye on her for her to go into heat, but I haven't seen anything just yet. I'll talk about her a little bit more when we get to that point. Right now, she's just being crazy. I want to pull all that hair off your butt, silly girl. So Wrecker, he has his 4 girls. Caper is on the tire there, is just visiting, but we're going to get pick of the litter on this breeding. And then we have these 3 girls. And then our weaning does are growing very well. They're looking great. Hi, girls. What are we doing, huh? That's not how you're supposed to use the feeder, you know. Silly. So these girls are looking good. Hi, Peppermint. And so now real quick, I'll go show you what's going on in the back. And then we do have an exciting surprise to show you guys. All right, so unfortunately, until this hay is gone, it's kind of in my way, but make it work. Just gonna slide this over. We kind of ran out of tarp space, but okay. So Buddy is in with his 3 girls and Joe over there, and so hopefully I know he'll get the job done. He's always done good for us, and we're excited to see his kids this year. We didn't breed him much last year, and I was kind of bummed that I didn't use him more last year, and we only kept 1 of his daughters. And so this year we bred him to 3 does, which still isn't a lot, but Buddy is one of our bucks that's going to stay here his whole life. Great quality, but also sentimental value. And so anyway, that's them. Now, unfortunately, we still have not gotten these planted, but that's on the to-do list for hopefully next week. We were going to do it this week, but because of our trip and then all the rain that we're supposed to get, I was worried that it would wash it away, and luckily we hadn't planted yet. So that's a good thing, is I was kind of right. We needed to wait. Hi, Thor. What are you doing? So anyway, we'll be definitely working on these pastures next week. Thor is also shedding. He sheds a little bit different than his mother, but they all shed just about the same. It's really nice that we don't have to brush these dogs. So anyway, our last goats, we ended up, ouch, I'm kind of bummed out because where we put Rocky Road was in the quarantine pen, and then we had to move all the other girls from Bazooka over here, and so we ended up with so many goats in the chicken pen. But it's okay. You know, it's actually kind of nice because they're fertilizing the soil, and then what we can do is come out here and throw grass seed and let the chickens free range out in the yard while this grass seed comes in. So it's okay. You know, they are making a little bit of a mess, but we'll just deal with it. So anyway, hey guys. So Rocky has Bonnie and Dippin' Dot like before, but then he also got Calliope, Hopscotch, and Pinky. Those were Bazookas, but hopefully Bazooka was after him like crazy, so hopefully they actually don't go into heat, and they do belong to Bazooka still. So we're just going to see how it goes. There's Dippin' Dot hiding under there. What are you guys doing, huh? Alright, so now for our surprise. I'm so excited. So I showed you guys before that we put a bunch of eggs underneath the chickens. We had 11 eggs under the chickens, and then we ended up giving them 23 eggs like a week later or something like that. So the first eggs were due to hatch today. So I have to fight through these broody girls to see what's going on. And I'll show you what we're doing. But I need to get a stick to hold this lid up first. Alright, so I got the lid up, and we're just going to start peeking underneath these girls and see what's going on. So this girl just has some eggs. This girl is my mean one. So we're just going to take her out for a moment. Easy, girl. Stay down there for a moment. She won't last long down there. Look at that! There's two. I know, hang on. Let's see what else. There's another one. So there's 3. 4. Yeah, see, I told you she wouldn't last long on the ground. It's funny because everybody kind of like steals each other's eggs, which makes it hilarious. How are you guys doing? How about you? So yeah, it looks like we got some chicks in here. So I think what we're going to do, because I did say that they had hatched yesterday, is we're going to go ahead, and I think this one is the hen that's taking care of the chicks the most. So I think we'll take her down along with her chicks and see if she'll nest with them on the ground. Hey, you be nice. And that way we don't risk the chicks falling out of this nest box or even having the chance to get out of the nest box. And we'll see if she takes them down here and sits on them. Alright, so I threw a couple of chicks down here, and I set her down here. So I'm going to see if she sits on them, then that means she'll stay down here. And it looks like she's going to, which is great. Yeah, look at that. She'll be a good mama. So there's a couple more. I'm going to go ahead and give her all of them, if I can fight through this girl. Yes, I know. Okay, there we go. So look, we got a blue one. Rocky, get out of here. And then we got a blue and white one. Sorry, the camera's not doing too well in here. There's another one and another one. Okay. There, look at that. So she'll stay down here and take care of these guys, and within another day she'll probably start walking them out and showing them where the food and water is. Good girl. Close her in, and then she can sneak the babies from around the backside. She's telling me that she laid an egg for me. Yes, I hear you. Thank you. Alright, so we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 broody hens. Okay, can you go now? Thank you. Goodness. It's hard to hear over that screaming. Now this chicken, I haven't looked under her yet, but she was sitting on some eggs that were supposed to hatch as well. Oh, look at that. We have one that's pipping. Alright, so she'll probably have some chicks by this afternoon to take care of, and then tomorrow we'll move her on the ground as well. So that's exciting. All right, well, so much excitement today. A little bit of tragedy in the hayfield up there, or pasture, whatever you want to call it. But I think it'll be okay. And we're actually getting rained on right now, so I got to head back up to the house. But yeah, it's pretty exciting, all the little chicks that we have now. So we've got 4 so far that have hatched, and then we have another one that has pipped. And definitely still have those 23 eggs that are due to hatch in another week and a half or so, I think. And so, anyway, lots of cool stuff going on. And we'll definitely try and keep you guys updated when we're ready to start planting the bucks pasture. And also, tomorrow, I guess by the time I post this, it'll be today. That's the start of our watch for the return heat cycles on the does. So we'll be able to hopefully tomorrow start seeing who is actually pregnant. So that's very exciting. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.